Rivers Assembly Complex demolished. Fubara presents budget at Government House. Bandits attack local government headquarters in Zamfara, abduct 10 persons. Fire destroys 17 offices in Kano, property worth 19 million naira in Kwara. And on the foreign scene, Congo opposition candidate suspends presidential campaign after violence. Hello and thank you for joining us on Trust News Update. My name is Chiamaka Nendu. The political crisis in Rivers State has taken another dramatic turn as the State Assembly complex was partially demolished, with Governor Sim Fubara presenting the 2024 budget at the Government House to the factional leadership of the Assembly. Governor Sim Fubara presented the 800 billion naira 2024 budget estimate to Edison Ehi-led group of the Government House the same moment the demolition was being carried out. The Ehi group was recognized by the court as the Speaker of the House. The presentation of the budget was held at a hall in the Government House, with the government describing the demolition exercise as renovation work on the Assembly complex. The demolition of the complex was carried out by the state government as bulldozers arrived at the complex house around 6 a.m. on Wednesday and commenced the demolition exercise about 2 months after fire gutted the complex. The Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Ehi Edison, has declared vacant the seat of 25 lawmakers that defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. Ehi, who leads a 5-member group loyal to Governor Sim Fubara, described and declared vacant all the seat of all the lawmakers in the Martins Amawule-led group.
Distinguished colleagues, the House is ruling on the Independent National Electoral Commission of the vacancies in the Rivers House of Assembly and the need to conduct fresh elections to fill the above vacancies within the time provided by law. The House has now only left 6 legislators constitutionally appointed members. In line with the position of the Independent Constitution, precisely section 102, the House will definitely continue to discharge its responsibility of legislation, representation, and oversight, notwithstanding vacancies in the membership of the House.
Daily Trust reporter in Rivers State, Victor Edozie, gives an update on the happenings in the state.
Early this morning, about 7 bulldozers, were brought into the assembly complex, and immediately they started the demolition part of the assembly complex. According to the Rivers State Commissioner of Information, Mr. Joe Johnson, he said that the demolition exercise was initiated by the state government as a result of the recent explosion that rocked the assembly complex. He said that the explosion and the fire incident at the complex caused a lot of damage, and for that reason, the state government has decided to pull down the assembly complex and commence an immediate renovation. But before then, yesterday, a particular High Court presided over by Justice M.W. Danagogo issued an ex parte motion, in which he recognized Edison Ehi, the factional Speaker of the River Assembly as the authentic Speaker of the Assembly. With this recognition, the recognition of Edith Nehi now paved way for Governor Steve Fubara to present his 800 billion naira budget. The budget was this morning presented at the government house, where Edison and his faction of assembly are holding a plenary. The governor this morning presented a budget of 800 billion naira to the Edison led factional assembly. We've not had anything from the 27 members of House of Assembly, that defected to APC. The 27 members are led by Honorable Martins, Right Honorable Martins Alevule, the Speaker of River State House of Assembly. We've not had anything about them. We made contact to see how we can get a reaction from them. The entire assembly complex have been cordoned off by the police. All the adjoining roads leading to the Moscow Road complex of the assembly have been taken over by the police. It will interest you to know that the assembly complex is sitting directly opposite the River State Police Command headquarters. So the presence of the police command headquarters there, have given way for watertight security. The roads, the major road leading to the complex have been blocked. The business community are afraid that if there's any breakdown of law and order here, it may affect their businesses. So, in fact, I can tell you that the state is tensed up. People are very, very apprehensive. Nobody knows the next direction this very political war will lead to.
The Nasarawa State House of Assembly has directed the member representing Doma South constituency, Musa Ibrahim, to resume legislative activities as it declared vacant his seat in Ero. The Speaker of the Assembly, Danladi Jatal, gave the directive during the House proceedings in Lafia. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in this report as presented from our studios.
The seat of the member representing Doma South, Musa Ibrahim, alongside those of the former Speaker representing Umasha and Tutu, and the member representing Kina constituency, were last week declared vacant by the Assembly following the nullification of their elections by the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal. But during the Assembly session, the House said Doma South seat was declared vacant in error because it is not in receipt of any communication that would stop the member representing the area, Musa Ibrahim, from performing his legislative function.
I want to seek your consent that Musa should return and continue with his normal duty. So those in support of that, say hi. Hi. Those that are against, say nay. They are serving.
The Speaker urged Musa to resume his legislative duties in order to represent his constituency and contribute positively to the development of the state. In a related development, the Speaker of the House, Danladi Jatal, has sworn in a PDP member-elect for Umasha Ugia constituency, Ibrahim Saad, following the judgment of the appeal court in Abuja, which declared him the winner of the election against the former Speaker.
I, Ibrahim Abdullah Saad, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
The Speaker, while congratulating Saad, urged him to give the House maximum support as members are united in the House irrespective of their political parties.
And at least 10 persons have been abducted by armed bandits in an attack on Zurmi town, the headquarters of Zurmi local government area of Zamfara state. The bandits invaded Zurmi town on Tuesday evening, shooting sporadically as residents were forced to scamper for safety. Troops of Operation Handarin Daji deployed to the town engaged the terrorists in a heavy gun duel, which lasted several hours. A resident of the area says 10 persons were abducted during the attack, including a nursing mother and her newborn baby. The Zamfara State Police Command has now released an official statement on the incident. And gunmen suspected to be kidnappers on Tuesday morning reportedly ambushed a convoy of day war workers along the Adoha-Abua axis along the east-west road in Rivers State, shooting dead 4 soldiers and 2 drivers. The gunmen also kidnapped 2 expatriate Korean workers in the entourage. A security source who confirmed the development said suspected kidnappers ambushed a team of expatriates being escorted by troops of 5 Battalion of the Nigerian Army along in Rivers State. In a statement, the 6th Division Nigeria Army Port Harcourt confirmed the killing of its 4 personnel, noting that the act was carried out by suspected militants. The acting Deputy Director, 6th Division Army Public Relations, Major Jonah Danjuma, in a statement in Port Harcourt on Tuesday evening, stated that the militants killed 4 of its men and 2 drivers, as well as abducted 2 foreigners. Danjuma disclosed that the military had commenced efforts to track down the culprits, noting that efforts were also on to secure unconditional freedom for the abducted workers. And following the numerous cases of attacks on residents and travelers who use the Okigwe Road in Imo State, residents are calling on security agencies, especially the police, to deploy a more proactive measure towards taming those who are perpetuating the nefarious activities. In this report, Ajibade Praise brings us the views of some of the residents as they narrate their ordeal. The report.
Okigwe axis of the state is one of the troubled local governments in the state when it comes to insecurity. The local government, located in the northern part of Imo, borders Abia and Enugu states. For some time now, most residents in the local government lives in fear. The Hausa community, like many other communities that have suffered from the activities of these men of the underworld, appears to be the most hit. Countless times, they have lost their youths who are into commercial motorcycle operation, with their motorcycles being taken away.
The challenges we have before is about the killing of our people. They have killed a lot of people to us. More especially Okada Rider. There is many streets that our people can walk.
Because 4 to 3 months ago, they are doing our boys collecting Okadas and all that thing, but now everything is normal.
Okay.
The issue is very normal, but the grace of God, we know so everything we stop that.
Most especially our Okada being victims of some circumstances.
Okay.
But as of now, we thank God that everything is going on now.
However, with the current approach by the police commissioner, they are hopeful that help has finally come their way. In response to the situation, CP Danjuma Aboki and other top senior officers of the command took out time to identify most of the flashpoints and dark spots in the axis with a view to strategize and eliminate the criminals.
We are here to assess the security architecture of this place. And there will be robot deployment of personnel in order to cause the incessant cases of attacks. And we're in Ember Mosque. We want the road to be crime-free.
As part of efforts to build confidence among residents and ensure the security of their lives and property, the police patrol various markets, both big and small, within the zone. The CP, Y-Art 34 Brigade FOB in Okigwe, said his command is in synergy with the army, assuring that sooner than later, the hoodlums wreaking the havoc will meet their Waterloo.
And the relationship between the military and the police has been very cordial, very cordial. They have been calling my personnel, that is the area commander, and himself too, if there are any distress call, the contact he has been assisting.
With the synergy among the sister agencies and the reassurance of the police, it is hope that Imo residents, especially those in Okigwe axis, will now enjoy a peaceful atmosphere and go about their normal lives, especially during the Yuletide. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has declared a former Minister of Power and Steel, Olu Agunloye, wanted over alleged $6 billion fraud. Agunloye served under former President Olusegun Obasanjo between 1999 and 2003. The The anti-graft agency made this known through a notification posted on its Facebook account, appealing that anyone with information about his whereabouts should report to the agency or the police. The anti-graft agency has invited Agunloye for questioning over his role in the $6 billion Mambila hydropower contract, but he did not honor their invitation. While Agunloye was serving under the ex-president, the Mambila Power Project was approved, but allegedly without the approval of the Federal Executive Council. In an interview, Obasanjo insisted that he was not in the know of who awarded the contract. Obasanjo had alleged and challenged Agunloye to tell Nigerians where he derived the authority to award a $6 billion contract to Sunrise Plaza and Transmission Limited in prospect of the project in 2003. And in his response, Agunloye said the nature of the initial contracts for the Mambila Power Project was awarded as a build, operate and transfer contract in May 2003 under his watch. And you're watching the news update on Trust TV. Still to come. Osun State government shuts down primary school over food poisoning allegations. More news when we return. Do stay tuned.
Should I keep quiet? And then we kept saying, can't we teach these people basic business, not hustling? Teach our people entrepreneurship, not hustling. Go to China, Guangzhou, different districts. They can turn fair. Am I saying what you don't know?
So this about this is
but this time around we are talking about appointment of ministers, where there is an express provision in the constitution as regards that.
Let's come to appointments. You know, it is the status of FCT that the constitution has made it too complicated for people to understand.
However, if you are to go backwards and do a kind of audit, you will be shocked to find that the resources so far expended on the SDGs far outstrips the achievements face to face.
Most of the time when you are involved, it's difficult for you to draw back and have a holistic view, because what? Sentiment would always come to play, because all of us would definitely, I had, like I told you yesterday, I was 100% convinced that you cannot say you are qualified without bringing any document.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Here is a recap of our major stories. Rivers Assembly Complex demolished as Fubara presents budget at Government House. And bandits attack local government headquarters in Zamfara, abduct 10 persons. Moving on now, the Kano State Fire Service has confirmed that an early morning fire on Wednesday gutted 17 offices at Gwale Local Government Secretariat. The public relations officer of the service, Saminu Abdullahi, who confirmed this in Kano, said the ground floor of about 30 times 20 feet used as an office and others totaling 17 was completely razed down. He also said a 406 Peugeot, one Hayes bus and a station wagon ambulance were slightly burnt, and he assured that the service was investigating the cause of the fire. Again, a fire outbreak has destroyed properties worth millions of naira in Ilorin, Kwara State capital on Tuesday evening. The fire outbreak was reported at Zion Overcomer opposite Zaro Suleiman House, University of Ilorin Road, in Ilorin South local government area of the state. The incident was reported at about 5 p.m. on Tuesday and was eventually subdued by firefighters, preventing further spread to the facilities in the area. And 7 shops were affected by the fire, according to the spokesman of the State Fire Service, Hassan Adekunle. There was, however, no record of casualty, while the cause of the fire was attributed to power surge. The Director, Kwara State Fire Service, Prince Falade John Omuyiwa, called on the public to observe and practice safety measures during this period when fire outbreaks become regular. He also encouraged the public to call emergency services in time of need. And 18 pupils of St. James Primary School, Osogbo, the Osun State capital, were hospitalized on Monday after eating the meal provided for them at the school under the federal government school feeding program. The incident caused a panic among parents and residents who want the state government to ensure proper investigation and guard against a reoccurrence. Hamid Oyebade refiles in this report.
St. James Primary School, Owokwe, Osogbo, has a population of 200 pupils, out of which 100 fall under the school feeding program of the federal government. The program is part of government's initiatives aimed at addressing malnutrition among school children to ensure that they are healthy and fit to learn. Though the pupils have been discharged from the hospital, residents and parents described the incident as unfortunate and demanded a thorough investigation.
We want to employ the government, that you send a task force so that every meal staff being employed by the government, by the Osun State government, should be properly monitored, and they should make a serious investigation on what happened on this issue, if it's from the meals perspective or from the home. So we should know.
Okay, for now, we cannot conclude that this is exactly what happened. We know that, and we're aware that more than 100 pupils ate the food that was prepared or that was served in school. 18 of them had stomach upset, which led to taking them to the hospital.
The Commissioner for Information in the state, Kolapo Alimi, assured that the matter will be thoroughly and properly investigated.
The food was served on about 130 students thereabouts. How could 18 of them had contaminated food? The governor directed further investigation. This morning, the 18 students have been taken to the state hospital where were tested, and it was discovered that nothing has happened to them. The governor directed further that they should be taken to our teaching hospital, also State University Teaching Hospital, and they have been taken there for further investigation. We are awaiting the outcome of that investigation.
Meanwhile, the school feeding program has been suspended in the affected school pending the outcome of the investigation. Hamid Oyebade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
And in business, the Nigerian stock market on Tuesday maintained bullish trend as the benchmark indices grew by 0.33% to close at 39.349 trillion naira against 39.219 trillion naira recorded on Monday. Also, the all-share index gained 327.35 points to stand at 71,907.26. The increase was due to sustained buying interest in MTN Nigeria and Tier 1 bank stocks, namely Guarantee Trust Company, Access Holdings, among others. As a result, the year-to-date return moderate to 40.30%. Away from Nigeria now, one of the main opposition candidates for Congo's presidential election billed for next week, Moise Katumbi, on Wednesday suspended part of his campaign after violent clash at one of his election rallies. Live rounds were fired and several people were injured as Katumbi addressed supporters in the coastal town of Mwanda on Tuesday, marking an escalation in tension ahead of the December 20 vote. There are differing accounts of the incident, with the provincial government saying in a statement that Katumbi's guards fired warning shots after the crowd grew rowdy, stoking tensions and jostling. The police used tear gas to restore order, as Katumbi said on X, formerly known as Twitter. The police shot live bullet at the people, adding that the incident had been orchestrated to create violence. Amongst 44 million people are registered to vote in an election that will determine whether Shikedi will remain in office after a first term characterized by economic hardship and insecurity. And now to sports news. Rivers United, Abiodun Akonde, save against Club Africain of Tunisia, has been selected among the best of match day 3 in the CAF Confederation Cup. Akonde made an outstanding save from close range to deny Club Africain forward Kingsley Eduo from getting a goal in the keenly contested encounter. He helped the Pride of Rivers to maintain a 1-0 win at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. Other goalkeepers best saves selected are Futures FC shot stopper Mahmoud Geshin saves against US Alger, Stade Malian goalkeeper Ndolo Taude save against Shekunde United, and Sagrada Esperanza Nathan Kesusum save United against Zamalek. And Rivers United have picked 6 points from their 3 opening games of the competition. The Stanley Aguma side will play Club Africain in the return leg on Wednesday, December the 20th at the Stade Olympique Hamadi Aresi Stadium, Raids in Tunisia. And with that, we've come to the end of the news on Trust TV. Do well to follow us on all the social media handles for more updates on news, programs, and documentaries. My name is Chiamaka Inendu. Thank you for watching.